Hi, welcome to my channel, FC Payroll and Accounting. This is Cherry Laurent, and as promised, I am going to show snippets of QuickBooks online. Um, Maybe I'll show you APAR, how to reconcile your bank statements, and how to enter an invoice, how to create an invoice, how to print reports, and you also can do payroll and also sales tax. Let's start with the overview of QuickBooks Online. So this is a sample company that QuickBooks Online has, and they actually have the tutorial videos as well. Um, so you can create new transactions. If you click this button up here, it says new. It gives you a list of transactions that you can create. If you want to create a new invoice, receive a payment, estimate, issue a credit memo to a customer, enter a sales receipt and a refund, delayed credit and delayed change. And for the vendors, you can record your expenses, write a check, pay a bill, pay bills, and enter a purchase order, and do vendor credit and credit card credit as well, and then print checks. Employees and other items that many things that you can do in QuickBooks Online. We'll go over some of those items later on. So for now, we'll just kind of get familiar with the screenshots of QuickBooks Online and what they signify, what you can do with them. So for example, you're a new employee and you don't really know much about accounting and you've never had, college courses in accounting. It will be kind of hard to learn QuickBooks if you don't know your basic debit and credit. You have to know if cash is a debit or a credit, if it's an asset or a liability. Those things you have to get familiar with to really understand QuickBooks and to make it easier for you, make learning easy. So I suggest you maybe pick up an accounting book for dummies and just read up on it. Or you can shoot me an email or comment and ask me the questions, and I'd be happy to answer them. So, for example, this Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. This is a sample company in QuickBooks Online, and so you have your dashboard, and the dashboard shows money in, coming out, money, and also accounting reports. There's many different accounting reports, and then after that's banking. Banking. This is where you actually start your accounting. QuickBooks is very friendly. It actually downloads all your banking transactions automatically. All you have to do is set up your account and then enter your password and your username. And then once that is set up, you can update and QuickBooks will automatically download the transactions as you see. It's downloading, it's updating at the moment. So these are the sample transactions that QuickBooks have uploaded. And what we need to do is analyze these transactions and to see if we need to add them to our check register. So basically, these are raw transactions downloaded from your bank statements. So for example, on 9/5/2022, oh, it's advanced, you received $55. So it depends. Do you actually issue or invoices to your customers? So you need to either find a match for this payment or just enter it as an income. So let me see if there's an invoice that you can match it to. I don't really see an invoice for $55. So you can just add it directly as being an income. So you categorize it, Books by Bessie, and then you put it as an income, sales of product income. And then you add the transaction. And same thing for here, a rental you received. And did you have an invoice outstanding in the system? Do you have an invoice to match the payment to? So you need to find a match to see if you can find that to an invoice, match that to an invoice. So A1 rental. So there's 3 multiple matches. And I don't think they match these clients. So I am going to cancel that, and I want to leave without saving. Yes. And so I will add that as income. So either sales of product income or services. So I'm going to call it services for now. Maybe it's rental income. I'm not sure. It's just something to show you there's different types of income that you can put into QuickBooks to categorize your revenue. And so let's look at this one, Pam Seats. So it looks like there's 2 matches found. So QuickBooks will actually find the matches for your payments. So, see, it's right there. It says expense 76. It's Pam, and for $75. Or there's a bill payment. If you click that, it will show a bill for $75. So is that the same? I don't think so, because that is for Books by Bessie, and the payment was made by Pam. So I will put an expense, because it's a payment that we did for Pam. So I will match that. Okay, so that's just a little bit of that. I don't want to confuse you too much on the matching with QuickBooks. So how about sales? Overview of sales. This is where you will create an invoice for your customers. So to create an invoice, you just click New, Invoice, and then you type in your customer number or customer name. So let's go with Amy's Bird Sanctuary. And then it will automatically populate the customer's email, address, terms, invoice date, and due date. So products and services. What did we sell, Amy? So design, custom design, $175. And the second item that we did for her was concrete. So that's, I would say the rate is $100. And the third line would be pump, the fountain pump. And the rate is 15. So let's say we sold her 5. Okay, so that's our total invoice, $250. And then we don't really give discounts. And then sales tax. So we need to charge sales tax for some of the items that we sell. Like, for example, the pump. The services, we're not charging for that. But for the pump, we are going to. So $14 for sales tax. And those will be save and send. It will save and send. The invoice will get sent to the email on file for the client. And you can always change the subject. And you can always change the body of the letter of the invoice. You can say, thank you for this very much. Have a nice day. You can add have a nice day. And then you can look at the invoice before sending it to the client. Just make sure all the rates are correct, the dates, the due date, the terms, and who you're billing it to. So you can either print it first and then save and send, save and close, which will send it directly to the client. It will say email not sent because this is a sample company. So to see what we just did, you can go to reports and look at who owes you, accounts receivable or open invoices. So open invoices, these are the invoices that are not paid in the system. So this is the invoice that we created. It's Amy's Bird Sanctuary for $264. So it's right there. It's coming up. Now let's say we received the payment from Amy. So we're going to say receive a payment. We got her check. So we put the payment date and then the payment method. It could be any credit card, cash, check, Finder's Club, Discover, and the reference number. And usually it will show, let's say American Express. Let's choose that. And if this was a real company, you'll see a second line where you can type in the credit card number and the expiration date. So, but since this is not a real company, we can't do that on this one. So just save and new. So payment is saved. Okay. So once that payment hits our bank account, if you go to banking, you will see that get downloaded in here. And QuickBooks will automatically match that to the invoice that's outstanding. And all you would have to do is match it. Click match or click add. It depends on what will QuickBooks say. So these are the items that we can work on. We can, for example, this old invoice, Books by Bessie, one match found because we spent money. We probably bought inventory. So let's look at the match. It's saying there's a match in our system for $55. So it shows the check that we wrote on May 31st for $55 for Books to Bessie. So I'm going to click on check number 12 just to show you what that looks like. So this is the check that we wrote. It's to Books by Bessie. It's for $55. So now we can match that. Okay, same here. So we wrote checks to Tanya's Nursery to buy books, and QuickBooks has found the checks that we issued, and so we can go ahead and match that as well. And then for this one, Hicks Hardware. So we probably didn't write a check in the system, and I don't know what we did in our system, so I'm going to try to find a match to see if there's a bill for Hicks Hardware. There isn't a bill. There's an expense for $24.38. So we can click that to match the downloaded transaction. And then save. Hold on. Yes. It's saying it doesn't match, but let me see. $24.38. So I am going to add that by matching. Find the match again. Oh, it's $24.36. So it doesn't match. So what we need to do is make up for the difference. $24.38. We would have to. It's not working at the moment. So what we'll do, we will find the match again and see if this will work for us. The invoice that was entered, the expense is 2 cents off. So you need to resolve the difference and put the 2 cents as, let's say, miscellaneous expense. So that way the downloaded amount matches the expense that we put in the system. And then save. Okay, so same thing for the other ones. So now let's go to reports. So these are all the reports that's available in QuickBooks. So we have the balance sheet for the asset reports, profit and loss, who owes you accounts receivable, and sales and customer detail reports, what you owe your vendors, and expenses and vendors. There's so many things that we can get over, but I am just giving you a quick overview of what I have on QuickBooks Online for now. It's maybe what you could do is send me a comment or make a comment as to what you want to hear, what you want to learn. So I'm going to show you a quick profit and loss report. So from January 1st to August 22, this is their income, total labor, total services, and total income that they've made for year to date. And then you have your cost of goods, your expenses, and then materials, and all the other categories. And the bottom line, you made money, $2,000. And then let's go back to the report list. Then you have your balance sheet. The balance sheet basically is what you own and what you owe and what you've put into the companies, which is the equity. So you have your banking, savings, accounts receivable. This is what your customers owe you. This is what's outstanding in your books. Your assets, undeposited funds. Undeposited funds are the monies that you've collected but has not been deposited into your bank. And then the fixed assets, the original cost of the truck. And then liabilities and equity. Liabilities are what you owe. So accounts payable, these are the vendors that you owe. So if you click that, it will show you all the bills that you've entered. So you have the bill, payment. So you have another bill here for $250 and the payment that you've made. So basically that's what that report is. So go back to report summary. And then you have your other current liabilities, credit cards, long-term liabilities. So the good thing about QuickBooks Online is if you click on a line item, you can drill down on it. It will show you what makes up that number. And then if you click on one of the line items, it will show you the invoice, what you've entered. And I am not sure if this sample company has attachments, because you can usually drop, for example, for this invoice that we got from our vendor, you can attach a copy of the invoice if they have it here, but it doesn't look like it has an attachment. But we'll see. No, it doesn't. So I'm going to close it. Show existing. There's nothing attached. So there's no maybe, but you can do that. So that way you don't have to look for the invoice in case you need a copy of the invoice. You don't have to search for it. And then, so let's go back to the reports. So I guess that's all for now, since this is actually my first video on the QuickBooks tutorial. I may be going all over the place. Hopefully you understood what I did. And please subscribe to my channel and give me some feedback as to what you want to hear and what you heard too much of, what you don't understand, and I would be happy to work on that. Again, this is Cherry Laurent. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching my video. Have a good rest of your week or afternoon or day.